Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get this thing started. I'm Melanie Hohertz. I work for Cargill, which is 150,000 of my colleagues spread out over 70 countries. We are working in food, nutrition, risk management, you name it.
And I'm Sarah, and I'm one of those 150,000 colleagues that Mel speaks of, and I am launching Teams for Cargill and partnering with Mel to really change the way Cargill employees are collaborating. We really feel that more collaboration and connection will really enable us to tap all our expertise. And last but not least...
Yeah, I'm Simon Denton. I'm a business architect at a company called Mott, MacDonald. No, we are not the burger flipping company, okay? We solve some of the world's most complex engineering problems from building places like this, the LA connector, to airports, roads, and railways.
So enough of the introductions, let's get going. It's late in the day, it's late in the week, we're all a little punchy, and this is the last thing standing between you and Universal. So let's make this worth your time and let's have some fun along the way. So you're here to hear about value. We're here to show you the value that you can get from combining Yammer and Teams. That mixing Teams and Yammer can help everyone understand the strengths of each platform and get work done. We want you to see them like we do, as heroes on their own, but absolutely legendary combined. We'll talk about velocity, integration, connection, serendipity, and network effects. And because you've heard a lot about governance by this point in the week, we threw out most of those slides. I hope you're okay with that.
Okay, so we've been thinking a lot. Thank you. More. Okay. We've been thinking a lot about the strength of Yammer and Teams. It's really this combination, this value proposition that we really want to get across. So when we thought about how to talk about their strengths, really in an exciting way, we thought, let's go with superheroes, right? So, I mean, sure, we could show off a bunch of screenshots, and you've seen a load this week, I can imagine. So we thought, that would be thrilling. But we thought, we'll try asking you a question instead. If Yammer and Teams were superheroes, which superheroes would they be? Now, let's start with the smaller child. Let's talk about Yammer. Now, we thought this really, really hard. I mean, anyone thought for a superhero for Yammer? Anyone popping their head? No, I didn't think so either. So we finally, after many, many months of brainstorming, we spent more time on that than we did on the session.
You'll be able to tell today.
We came up with the fact that Yammer is Doctor Strange. I mean, yeah, Doctor Who. I mean, really? No, not the one in the blue box that whizzes around. Doctor Strange.
All right. Yammer is Doctor Strange. And Simon, if you will go ahead and advance the slide.
Got it.
Got it.
Yes, that is me up there in the cape. That is me. Yes, I know that's strange, and that is the point. Okay. Oh, wait, where's my sling ring?
Oh.
There we go. Sorry.
Props are everything.
Yeah, sorry. The wonders of 3D printing. Okay. Why is Yammer Doctor Strange? I have 10 very good reasons, or you would never see me looking like that or looking like this. So let's go ahead and dive into those. Okay, shall we? All right. Holding this up just in case you're not familiar with Doctor Strange. Number 1, flip it along. Peek early, peek often. Stan Lee created Doctor Strange in 1963. All right? And Yammer really hit its peak first back in 2012. Now, that is when enterprise social was really at its hottest. I think everyone would agree. But while everyone constantly throughout recent years has been moaning that Yammer is dead or dying, Yammer, meanwhile, has only been growing in adoption and continuing to reach new peaks. And just last year, you might remember that Benedict Cumberbatch fella relaunched Doctor Strange to the tune of $650 million. All right, let's move along to the next one. Okay, a loyal but limited fan base. Even Yammer's most devoted fans, of which I most definitely am one, would tell you that probably it is not considered a core business application, or at least that's what I have to put in every single time I open a Microsoft Premier ticket. Okay, let's move it along. All right. Yammer is often considered weird and irrelevant, all right? So what was I doing floating in that alternative universe 2 slides ago, and what am I doing there? It's definitely very weird. And if you want irrelevancy, most of the core critics of Yammer have been arguing that social is irrelevant to a business network for years. Let's move it along. Murky roadmap. Okay, so for many years, Marvel and Microsoft had no idea what to do with either Yammer or Doctor Strange, all right? And anyone at Microsoft who told you that they knew that Yammer was going to be in this place in the roadmap right now, well, that hypothetical person is lying to you. All right, move along. Finally, in 5, needs more crossovers. So after years and years of really steady operations, Yammer is finally getting really cross-promotional. We've been waiting for this moment, and it's finally here. I like to say, bring on the Ragnarok. Let's get this party started. Moving along to the 6, it's all about psychic energy and the hidden magic of the universe. So Doctor Strange is all about the power of the mind and all of the hidden magic and energy that's out there in the universe, the magical dimensions. And I don't want to make Yammer sound totally woo, but it is as well. Because it's not about features, it's about people. It's about all the amazing magical things that people know and those connections that you can make that will drive incredible value for your company. You can't get it any other way. Moving along. Now, controls, what controls? And you may guess that I'm saying all these things with love. Yammer doesn't believe in controls. Or rather, they don't believe in you having controls. Just like Doctor Strange's magic, you control Yammer by surrendering control, which sucks both in the movie and in real life. Okay, next. Expert, global, arrogant. Yes, you can ask me, and I will always tell you that Yammer is amazing, and Yammer thinks so too. All right, next. Died a million times, still here. I love me a good Yammer is dead blog post. Tell me, are you this right all the time? Okay, next. Last but not least, the name is strange. One more click, please. So, we know, you know, we all know. We know, right?
Oh, okay.
Whining, complaining.
Okay,
loud,
no, that's enough about Yammer.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay,
Yeah.
we get Yammer can save the day with some magical connection, but it struggles on its own. It needs a partner. Don't you agree? And that partner would be Teams. And to us, Teams, just wait for it, is Quicksilver. Yes, let me, okay. Let's just get this on. Yeah, we're switching.
It's not like this in the movies, right? Cut, scene, move, carry on.
Yep. Ooh, goggles needed for this. This is necessary.
Absolutely.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, full kit.
Ready?
Okay, great. So, here is why Teams is Quicksilver. So number 1, first, 'cause velocity. Yeah, he's faster than DC's Flash. Hey, go on, bite us. We're right. Number 2, he's not only fast, but he's versatile, stylish, and smart. Teams user interface is for once usable. Number 3, he steals the show every time. He gets more done in 5 minutes on screen than any other character does in a trilogy. Give him a lead role already. Though come to think of it, the movie would not be very long. He's a card-carrying Avenger, and he's integrated with the heavy hitters in the Microsoft stack. Skype, SharePoint, OneNote are in the mix, and he can pull in Power BI, Stream, and Planner with a few quick clicks. Number 5, he's one of the few Avengers who is also an X-Men. This hero plays well with others. With Teams connectors, you can add services like GitHub and Trello, and you can pull in websites too. And number 6, mischievous, sarcastic, and badass. Bring on the GIFs and the emojis, and the duct tape, which I forgot a prop, and the duct tape. Great. Number 7, he likes his toys. Bring on the bots. Number 8, he's tough to control. Sure, you gave it more controls than Yammer, but governance can be a headache for Teams if you've worked with it. Remember, for Quicksilver, breaking into the Pentagon is his idea of fun. Number 9, he has incredible potential. Quicksilver can warp time, ignore gravity, and do whatever he wants, and he never gets tired. When you take a closer look, you realize how much he can actually do, and it's mind-bending. As a platform, Teams not only can take down Slack, but it can rival email as a place that people go every day to do their work. And finally, he's at best with his partners. Sure, we think Yammer and Teams are a perfect pair, but also, whether it's business or their movies, nobody can handle an apocalypse on their own.
Okay, right, so now we've introduced Yammer and Teams, Doctor Strange and Quicksilver. We really need to think about who could really bring them together, right? So who puts technologies together, makes them fly, has a beautiful virtual world, spins stuff around? Who keeps the big Avenger superheroes in line, right? Okay, it is a job for Iron Man. A really long costume change and a fight with microphone. So.
This is worth it. Mm-hmm.
This is worth it. Right, so I'm not this buff normally. And so you generally don't see people dropping trousers on stage as well.
Wait, do you need me to grab the microphone? I'll hold that.
Hey, we said that if we were going to do this, we were going to go the whole distance, man.
Okay, right, so, yep, bit of this. Okay, let's go the whole 9 yards. And let's see how long we can talk for one of these on for. Right, okay, so. I love the lights on it, it's fantastic. So, okay, so the thing about superheroes is, yes, they're really super on their own, right? Okay, so most of the time you can save the day with just one of them, right? I do it in most films. And so the biggest villain and the best stories really show uniting and fighting together, don't they? So what happens there? Different strengths come out, and the powers combine to save the world. And we believe that Yammer and Teams is a particularly powerful combination. It's a really good punch once you understand how these tools operate. Now, understanding the strength of Yammer and Teams can feel a little bit challenging. Now, most people can't tell the difference. I mean, can you tell the difference between these two? I mean, do they look alike? No, I don't think so either. Now, I'm not going to battle with this thing for too long, because face it, you can't hear me when I got it on either. So, Yammer and Teams might look alike if you focus on feature lists. I mean, you'll find loads and loads of overlap there. I mean, they both have the essentials. They have groups, they have threads, they have app mentions, email notifications, likes, they have mobile apps, desktop apps, file storage, and GIFs. And really, we ran out of room on this chart. Or we could have included, well, I know, app integration, guest access, document co-authoring, SharePoint document libraries, OneNote planner, 170 connectors, yada, 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 yada. So if you're looking at features, yes, we completely get the confusion. But you'll be focusing on completely the wrong thing. Now, features aren't the key strengths. So let's put down feature lists for a minute, both for Yammer and both for Teams. So once we do that, really, we might as well put away the diagrams as well that tell you where a particular type of conversation or a particular file should go, or which channel should be used for what, because really it's a load of rubbish. And if you find out, well, there's one chart to rule them all, just like that mythical ring, 99% of users will ignore the hell out of that ring. They would just put things absolutely everywhere. Well, that's not quite true, I guess. 10% of users will put everything everywhere. The other 90% will do absolutely nothing, by which I mean they'll just keep writing these things for everything, right? Which means this guy will still have a headache. We good? Superheroes don't need loud voices, right? Okay.
Next time we bring a cape for Barry.
Next time I'll have the reactor and just plug it on the front. Okay, so simple. We really recommend simple when you're trying to change how people work. And that's the real conundrum with Yammer and Teams. It's really a change process more than anything else. So we ask you to offer the simplest, clearest value driver you can find. And no, we're not going to offer you one for every tool in the Microsoft ecosystem. Well, not today, maybe. But when it comes to Yammer and Teams, we ask one single question.
And that question is, who's in the room? Looking at Yammer and Teams, this question is the most important difference, the value driver. It's the key strength of each of the collaboration models. We'll explain. So if we're talking about Teams, you know who's in the room, and you know why. Most of the time, you invited everybody there, or you were invited, because you have a shared goal. You're either on the same team, working on the same project, or working on a shared deliverable. But this point here is shared focus and velocity. The conversation mode here is chat, and it's all about what's happening now and and making sure that everybody's on the same page.
All right. But the difference is, on the other hand, if we're talking about Yammer, with its public groups and the home feed offering a discovery option, anyone can be in the room, like this guy. People that you didn't invite, people you don't know, people that you didn't know exist, or someone you thought you knew, but they surprise you because you didn't know that they had those skills. You didn't know they had that experience. You didn't know they had that need, or that they know someone else who does. Yammer's magic, as I said before, is fueled by unknowable but hella valuable connections, reaching beyond who you know to what the network knows. These are the connections you know. This is the universe of connections that you do not. And you don't know all the people that you can help either. This makes Yammer different from Teams and absolutely every other platform in the Microsoft universe. In a Yammer group, you may not share a deliverable, an org chart, a time zone, or a language, and the value proposition is not velocity. It's connectivity and reach through discovery, serendipity, and network effects. I've been explaining about the value of discovery in Yammer for years, since 2013. The one on the left, the example on the left, was when a man in my company posted one sentence and one helpful file, and it got picked up all over Cargill and all over the world. You can see the reach in that first slide up there. I checked back a year later just to see how it was doing, and there were so many places that were still discovering and using that file that I was able to almost double that original reach. And then in the example on the right, which I've also told before, I told a story about a man who posted in that noise room, which is all company, because he had a problem. He had a slippery floor in one of his plants, and he wanted to try to find a way to avoid all sorts of falls and spills. And within 4 days, he'd been offered ideas from everyone from safety leaders to research chefs from all over the globe. And he had, 3 days after that, picked one of those solutions and posted pictures of his corrected floor. And then 6 months later, he was back to offer this same solution to another colleague who had the same problem in China. So, this is what you get with a mature Yammer network. It puts what a network knows to work for you. And I challenged myself to come up with a new way to explain it this time again. And what came to mind was this. How many of you have ever asked Siri or Cortana something that you needed to know because you know you have the power of a network at your fingertips? So, I don't have my phone handy. Do one of you guys have your phone? I'd like to ask it a question. Can I borrow your phone?
Well, yeah, Jarvis is a bit lazy today, so I have to go old school.
All right, here we go. Okay. So, Yammer, I need ideas on pet treats because our business, has had a really good drive right now selling pet treats that we say have dental benefits. Get rid of the pet breath. But now our customers are saying that we've offered such a thorough line of pet treats they don't need anymore, and the pets are getting really fat as the cats and the dogs waddle around. How are we going to expand our product range so that we can make more market progress?
You have 53 responses, including a water additive, a tennis ball dip, a sprinkle for pet food.
This is a real example.
So now let's talk about another collaborative difference between Yammer and Teams, driven by who's in the room. If you've noticed, these are cats. Good job. We wanted to stay on the theme of superheroes, but yeah, cats. Maybe we can all imagine tiny capes on them or something. Anyways, Teams is optimal for focused activity among small and medium-sized groups. Sure, right now, Teams technically is limited to 999 people, but can we all stop and imagine a team with 999 people? If you've ever taken part in a Slack channel that's even 1/3 that size, you know it's a mess. And it would not be easy for anybody trying to herd that many cats in Teams either. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, do you really want to do it? Focus can get lost in noisy chats and a laundry list of channels. And velocity scaled way up can cause chaos and lead to burnout.
Meanwhile, big groups are Yammer's sweet spot. Can you borrow that, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, so including communities of practice or interest. Hundreds and sometimes thousands of people in my network join these groups. At Cargill, we have an environmental health and safety group with more than 1,300 people. Microsoft Questions group, that's a good one, 1,357. That's people solving problems for other people. Good stuff. Over 1,600 people from the Cargill animal nutrition business have joined this group in order to share information across their division. And more than 3,000 people have self-selected into a Yammer group because they want to share information about Power BI. We even have a Yammer group for people who are creating teams. Think about it. That's a community of practice too. Most people in these communities aren't checking in every day, and that's fine. When they do, they can view all the threads in the group, or they can just catch up on what's happened since they last visited there. Simon?
Oh, yes. See, I don't get those problems from Java these days. So kind of at this point, I hope we're really clear on the one value proposition of Teams and Yammer, and that proposition is it's, well, different. It's not a feature list. It's a question of really, who's in the room. Do we want to work with the well-defined invited group? Or are we open to discovery and unknown contributors? Or do we share purpose, structure, and deliverables? Or do we share information about processes, tools, and interests? Gosh, is it a small group or more medium-sized, large, or even company-wide, really? Both Yammer and Teams offer community. But to use those terms, well, who's in the keynote? Lots of hands. Must be some hands. You're in the keynote. You aren't all lying in,
yeah.
Right? So in the keynote, in other sessions, you heard some other terms. And it's quite good that we managed to get our presentation back on track because we heard about two other words this week, which was Teams is your high-velocity inner loop of direct connections, and Yammer really is your broad perspective of outer loop with extended reach and consultations. As if by magic, there it is. Now, sometimes these are overlapping and really very, very different. I mean, mutually beneficial in terms of form of community. Now, if you want an example, I work for a project-based organization, tight, focused teams trying to deliver something super quickly, real urgency. But the knowledge really is trapped within those 8 or 10 people who are delivering that project. We have 16,000 subject matter experts around the world who can contribute and help. They're trying to do something vital and important quickly. They need to be able to reach out and get a load of knowledge. They get their work done in Teams. They get their knowledge from Yammer. And that is the combination we're trying to look for. Now, this slide is super important. I suggest you take a photo of it, because you might need it at the end. Holding there for a second. So, right, it's gone now. So the question is really, and probably one reason why you're here actually is how on earth do we put Yammer and Teams together to make them better together? Now, we really didn't think, well, you never asked, so.
Mm-hmm. It's yours.
Oh, it's me.
Yes.
The demo gods are going to frown upon me today. So integration really is where Microsoft Teams really, really shines. I mean, it offers you everything and anything you need to get your work done. Really, work has a home in Teams, let's face it. Now, when you create a team, you've been in the sessions, it creates a group under the hood, automatically gets a SharePoint site, OneNote planner, mailbox connectors, and all the other bits. But also, you get tabs. Now, tabs in Teams, you can bring in other things. You can bring a Power BI dashboard, or intranet, or maybe, anyone want to guess what the next one's going to be? Yes!
Drum roll, please. Your Yammer group. So that means that you have your inner loop and your outer loop all in easy reach. And that is an absolute thing of beauty. But I am particularly excited about putting Yammer in Teams because this is that better together idea at work. For years, Yammer has struggled because people had to go somewhere else to use it. Those of you who have Yammer networks, you know what I'm talking about. But now a Yammer group, such as one for a specific team, can live right in Teams on a tab. And it's pretty much full functionality, which we'll show you. I can post, I can like, I can reply, I can switch between groups, I can skim my Yammer home feed, I can check my Yammer inbox. Now it can take a second or two to load, which you will see in my demo, but it works well. And most important, it's easy to set up and there is no custom code required. So I encourage you to get your outer loops on in Yammer, all without leaving your inner loops in Teams. So I want you to know that I am really actually emotional about Teams at times. And this is because I feel Yammer finally has a home in O365. Let's take a look. We're going to take a look at this value in the real world, especially since there's more than one way to put Teams and Yammer together.
Yeah, so the first takes advantage of connectors. Connectors can pull that targeted content from the larger Yammer community and bring it into that focused team workspace. The Yammer connection can pull in things like Yammer group posts, announcements, posts by specific Yammer users, and posts with keywords. This example that you can see up here is pulling in posts with the keyword game change for a campaign Cargill is running. Yammer posts with that hashtag drive donations, company donations to the World Food Program. All of this content can be delivered in real time, as you can see here, or it can be in scheduled digests, if that's what you're looking for. The second way is to pull Yammer into Teams is putting Yammer in a tab, just like any other website, like Melanie explained. This means that people working in Teams can easily access the entire Yammer group or anything in the network, again, without leaving Teams. There are plenty of reasons to put Yammer group into Teams. People in that team might post an update for a project or business stakeholder, run or contribute to a community of practice or interest group, get wider input on a question or a problem, share a solution that might help others, offer recognition, explore a Yammer group or network content without leaving Teams, or use a Yammer group feature such as announcements or polls. Okay, so now let's take a look at an example of actual use of Yammer and Teams together, really delivering that business value.
Okay, so these are our heroes. These are people that some of the folks sitting up front from Cargill may actually know in real life, Natalie and Shelton. Natalie is a director in Cargill Strategic Sourcing and Procurement, and Shelton works in Natalie's organization, leading North America vendor management. And we recorded our demo pilot, simply because they do work in procurement. Some of the information that they handle about financial transactions is sensitive, so we had to limit the range of what we could show you today. However, I want you to know that they are active users of Yammer and Teams, and they believe that together they form a more complete business solution. So how did this come to be? Natalie has created a culture of really strong continuous improvement in her team, and she encourages people like Shelton to take up and try solutions on their own. And Shelton has serious drive to find new solutions. And this is a busy team with a lot of challenges, and they have really high collaboration needs. So they are spread across Blair, Nebraska, and Minneapolis, and Bangalore, India. And thousands of emails had been flying around the globe trying to keep all of these locations on the same page as they serve thousands of business users all across Cargill's enterprises. Mission-critical references and updates were stored in multiple places. Colleagues struggled just to keep up. But in March, Teams became generally available, and Shelton noticed it in the available apps in the waffle. And he explored it, and he recognized real possibilities to change how the group works. Let's take a look. Please run the demo. All right, I'm gonna have to follow along. So this is Shelton's North America vendor management team, and he worked very hard to explore ways to centralize all of the tools that they use in one place and bring everyone together. And he did a great job helping everyone understand what goes where. So in the Files tab, which is SharePoint, they house the files that they'll need to share with others. The OneNote is storing their meeting notes and their agenda items. And then the wiki offers general information, quick tips, job aids, and templates. Shelton said that the Power BI integration that you see here is so full-featured that he and his colleagues don't actually have to ever bounce out of Teams to make use of all the features that they're looking for. And in this tab, you can also see that Shelton has pulled in his Yammer group as a website. And you're going to see that sometimes it does take a few seconds to load. But when it does, you'll see that it appears fully functional. So Yammer is where Natalie and Shelton host their source-to-pay North America community of practice. People from all over Cargill, 11 enterprises and businesses, look here for information. It's a public group, so people from across Cargill can search and discover this content, and they can choose for themselves whether to join or leave the group. Now, Shelton and the rest of them have the ability to use announcements in this group in order to send email to all of the members, as well as putting relevant information in Yammer where people can search for it. And more than 2,300 people have joined this Yammer group, and they make use of this information every day. Okay, so Shelton and his team do not watch this Yammer group every day. They make use of connectors to pull in all the group posts or posts that contain keywords about vendor master data. And those connector posts are going to appear right in the flow of Teams. So in a moment, you're going to see that we switch back into Teams, and you're going to see that some of the keywords start pulling information from this Yammer group over into the flow of the conversations.
Voila.
Voila. Okay, and it's going to come up in any second now. There we go, and it's going to move up so you can see the connectors. There we go. Now you can see here that it's going to be easy to drop a like if that's all that's required. And you could click a button to go out into the conversation, but why would you do that if you have the Yammer group in another tab and you can simply flip over there for full functionality?
Okay.
So, Shelton told us that his North America vendor management team now handles 90% of the group's communications that used to take place in email through Yammer and Teams. He is one of those data-driven, meticulous people who actually baselined his email volume before he launched this project. Bless his heart, okay. And he reports that his own email is down 20% from prior baseline. Natalie believes that between the Yammer community, which had existed for about a year, and their new Teams communications, her function overall has seen a significant drop in email volume. Plus, people and information are much better organized, and that means more time, better service, and absolutely real-world business value.
Alrighty, so it's my turn as Iron to take you through the connectors. Well, I didn't think I was upping the ante enough by getting interested in this, so let me switch this over and give you a live action demo of how simple it is to connect your Yammer group to...
May the demo gods be kind.
May the demo gods look favorably upon me. Okay. So, this is my favorite team that I like to work in every day. Stark Industries, you can imagine, we do a lot of really super important work, super secret stuff for the Avengers. And this is really my key go-to place. So, working on our new collaboration, which is, Microsoft 365 Assemble. It's coming out in major theaters really, really soon. So as you can see here, there is already a connector in place. And let me show you how it's done. It's as simple as you click on the 3 ellipses dots, and then you pick the connector screen, and with patience, wait for the drum roll, wait for my corporate security to make sure everything runs through very, very nicely. And yes, we have it. So we have the connector screen. And let's do a quick search for Yammer. Boom, there we are. So you've got a connector set listed for all the other things, but this is the one we're really interested in, the connector for Yammer. So you can simply add the connector by pushing on configure. Now this connector can do quite a few things. As you can see up here, you can follow groups and get notifications for messages, new conversations, or announcements based on the radio button. And you can pick more than one group to drop in there, and I'll show you that how we do it. If stalking is more your way, and I really need to keep my eye on the Hulk, so I have one that's stalking the Hulk user in my network, and you can follow a particular Yammer user, and that feeds straight into your team's conversation feed. If you want to track down to find out what those really evil people on your network are doing, you can use keyword monitoring. So if you're a community manager and you've been really wrestling with the whole community monitoring or keyword monitoring, and you want an admin right to do it, don't bother. Set up a connector in Yammer into your favorite team and just suck in the keywords you need to keep an eye on, okay? And finally, really, you can work out, well, when do you want it? Do you want it every day? Maybe not. I need to keep an eye on that Hulk. So you get 15, 30 hours, 6, 12, weekly, or within 5 minutes. So this last option is kind of immediate. Deliver everything to me when it arrives. And so I want to track the Hulk and his evil empire. And so I'm going to show you how to add a particular Yammer group into as a connector. So we would just go here, right? That's the old way of doing Yammer embed, isn't it? You copy a link, you add it to some code and drop it in, and it kind of all works magically. No, we don't really need to do that. We just type in here, oh, keyword search, gotta love it. Finding the first group, don't need to type anymore. So yes, I can now stalk my internal group on Office 365 and get all the great notifications. Let's see, let's go with all messages. Save, goes away, thinks about it for a moment. This may be 1, 2, or 3, depending on how many seconds the demo gods have done it, and it's done.
Tiny robots.
Yeah, tiny robots, you're right. So if you ever want to come back to this place again and you want to change the configuration, it's very simple, back, 3 dots, connectors, and just come to this manage and configured point. And that'll list you all the things that's configured. Now you can see I've got 2 configured. Not that I've been practicing before I've done this. And as you see, I'm getting all messages from my Office 365 group. That's live from Mott MacDonald. I'm kind of worried what's going to happen next when I flick the screens over. And also, it's giving me a live feed from different groups. So I could go into my favorite group, live by satellite. Can I type Ignite? Yes. It's a genuine question for you guys. Who wants to win a drawing? So you might need to know. Wait, okay, so hopefully the demo gods are going to do their bit. We're going to drop out of here. I'm going to maybe just refresh my group. And you see here within this group, I've already got a message that's gone out to everyone in my Yammer group that's saying, from now on, all messages from this Yammer group are going to be fed into here. I might just give it a little nudge and hope that this demo works completely. No, yeah, we're just going to wait for that connector to come through. But trust me, as you can see, just a little bit up my screen, the connector generally works. But as I say, sometimes it's immediate. It could be a few seconds, but I pick the daily delivery, so sorry, the immediate delivery, and that's generally around 5 minutes or so. And I'm not going to pad out for 5 minutes for the benefit of you just seeing this demo. So it's as simple as that to add a connector to your site. Okay. Fab, right. Okay, so we've reached that great American tradition, the 7th inning stretch. Now, do feel free. You can have a great stretch at this point, okay? But please, humorous. If you want to stand up for a bit, it's okay. While we've got this slide up, just take a few seconds to. If you do stand up, you'll get a T-shirt.
I can't throw that far. We're going to go easy.
Let's go long.
Easy targets.
Yeah,
here.
until they run out, we're going to flip things out. We've got a bag of swag up there. We are not running out of stuff,
We've got a
guys.
host of stuff.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Lots of stuff coming.
Don't worry for those poor people. You got one more? Can I try that one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Do you want to switch house? No. OK, so everyone down. You've had your stretch. Bit of yoga. Right, OK, so
Get up, get up, get up.
just a bit of a reminder. Oh, I'm so not done. And so we've really talked about the value proposition for Yammer and Teams, right? Kind of how they're different and how they're better together. How we can potentially form and wire these things together to create maybe a community using connectors. And also you can add them through tabs as a website. Now, I didn't do the tabs demo, but it's simple as going to your team, add a tab, website, flick to your browser, copy, paste, group link, dropped in, done. There you are. You have Yammer in your team. Nothing more than that. Now, there's 2 innings left, if I know my baseball right, so we might as well get to the good bit.
Okay, well, we will do questions at the end. Trust me. We have to get through governance, and then we wrap the whole thing up, and then everyone will feel better because governance is done.
And while these guys are alert, we've got them. Okay, so as we promised in our session description, yes, thank you for the cue. We did talk about models of governance. Everyone got caffeine? Everyone's ready? We're all up? Perfect. So now the chances are you've heard a load about Teams governance and Yammer governance and Microsoft 365 governance and Office 365 governance. You've probably had it right up to here when it comes to the governance front. So we're going to keep this super quick. And who's the better person to do quick stuff?
Hand it over. Hand it over.
So as we roll out Teams, we've been having to make some choices about how we manage these platforms. And this is our Teams governance checklist. Don't worry, we're not going through it point by point. We cut all those slides. Breathe. Instead, when you go home, we suggest that you check out these sessions from this week to kind of get a good glimpse at some Teams governance. We're happy to share what we've learned and our learnings, but we're going to, again, keep it short, keep it quick. But we only have one other opinion about governance that we'd like to share.
Okay. Just like we've tried to step back and simplify the differences between Teams and Yammer for you to the simple question of who's in the room, we would like to reduce all of the noise around governance to one idea. Where do you stand on control and freedom? Recognizing that this is a spectrum, not a binary choice. You have to think about what is right for your company. For example, one of the biggest choices that you're going to face is whether you're going to control the creation of teams using a security group. That solution will also keep people from creating Yammer groups that are connected to Office 365 groups. So choose carefully. That choice does offer you control. It can head off naming headaches and group sprawl and lots of time spent on cleanup. Those are the virtues. But it also breaks your user interface, and it frustrates your users, and it risks a bottleneck in your operations. So you need to recognize whether you are choosing the Iron Man model of control or the Captain America model of freedom, and all the mess that comes along with it. I will tell you that Mott Mac has opted for control, and I will tell you that Cargill is moving in the direction of control. But I wanted to offer you another perspective. This from our own Michelle Gilbert of Merrill Corporation. She told us that Merrill doesn't have a Wild West culture. They have a couple hundred groups created without any guidance, created without any governance, and about 70 of those groups so far have really sustained activity. And these are her words. She feels that allowing organic growth with groups on by default is a good exercise in finding early adopters. And those are the creators and the end users that you use to sustain your Champions program. And yes, Teams is going to need a Champions program just as Yammer does as well. Now, Michelle thinks that it's exciting that she can identify Merrill users who really want to be on the leading edge of new technology. And she said she does not want to destroy that because people may never take that creative risk again. So she does plan to control group creep using Azure AD for groups, and she'll audit on a regular schedule, looking for no activity in the last 6 months. But I really wanted to put her perspective in front of you today, because while your first impulse may be toward control, I really think Michelle's perspective makes sense too. So, did we manage to completely suck all the joy out of the room? Do we need to run around and give some stuff away again? We still got a box over here. Good, we killed the joy. It is almost beer o'clock, and we want to leave you time for questions. I know we had questions coming up, so we're already in parting thoughts. We close out today with a call to you to experiment. Try mixing Teams with Yammer, because introducing them together with the simple question of who's in the room can help everyone understand the value proposition of both. And these tools are stronger combined. Teams offers velocity, focus, and integration, and Yammer brings serendipity, discovery, and network effects. Together, they offer direct connection, and they offer company-wide reach, familiar and unfamiliar flavors of community. So truly, get your lab coat on. You want superpowers. And at the end of a long presentation with multiple demos, on the Thursday of Ignite Week, we are mindful of one last heroic combination, beer and pretzels. And we want you to raise a glass with us tonight at Universal in the hopes of having Yammer added officially to the menu of Microsoft tools available within Teams. I was not sure earlier this week if we should get our hopes up on this. So this was meant as a little bit of a nudge and a slap to the Yammer team. But then they one-upped me by actually putting this on their roadmap slide. And I know nothing cool like that is easy, so I'm prepared to wait all of possibly 6 months. So we guarantee that 6 months from now, because Teams has only been available since March, no one has got years of experience with this product. We guarantee 6 months from now, we will have created more, we will have failed more, we will have learned more. So please, we encourage you to stay in touch with us and everyone else who's working on the same thing, because just like Yammer and Teams, we are all better together as a community. We're on the Microsoft technical community. You can hit us up on LinkedIn. You can tweet us. And I do want to give us time to fire up the questions, because we want to hear from you. And we got lots of stuff, but Simon's giving me a look. So what's this about?
So yeah, just one thing. We'll let the screen. I just wanted to prove something to you, right? The connector works, okay? Rockstar roll here, so.
Okay, I want to thank you first for being here. And please, it is important that you actually rate our session, even if it's only to say that we had really cool pictures, but we were woefully under-practiced. Because every time you rate us, Microsoft donates to the Red Cross to take care of some of the impacts here in Florida from Hurricane Irma. So it's really important that even if you dig us, that you go ahead and fill that out, okay? And tomorrow morning, mercifully not early, please remember that we have 2 different Yammer sessions that will be very interesting. One is the journey of Ernst & Young, presented by a fellow Microsoft MVP, Amy Dolzing, and another is on actually mining data gold on Yammer Analytics. So please, if you have to run out, have a great evening, but otherwise bring on the questions.
Okay, so we did mention
Oh, yes.
halfway through there was a really super important slide, wasn't there? Who took the photo of the super important slide? Whoever's got the first photo of the super important slide that hits my Twitter feed with that hashtag gets this bad boy drone from the Teams team.
Oh!
No pressure, kiddies. So.
I was going to say, can you put that back up, Simon, just in case
Yep.
someone really has fast fingers on the type?
I will. I can work this room.
And we're going to start up questions, but I'm going to send Quicksilver out on a mission. For anyone who's standing, she's going to find something in this box.
Yes.
This is the killer slide.
All right, so get your typing fingers on, because that's the drone. That goes out with the drone.
Oh, there's some fast fingers around here.
Are you going to be able to tell who sends it out first, Simon?
My notifications are updating. Okay, right. Who is Bynum Orchestra?
Oh!
You're the man. Okay, for all those disappointed
I
runners up.
remember you. I said, come to the
thank you.
session,
We have
get
some
a
stuff.
drone.
Quicksilver has some things. I'm sure we can liberate some stuff off her while that's going around.
Yeah.
But while the liberation of things are going on over there, while she's whipping around, should we take some Q&A?
Absolutely, please bring on the questions. Anyone who's got them.
Just either wander up to a microphone if you wish to ask a question. If not, follow the magnet.
Yeah, I have a question here. Simon here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Hi. So my question is on Yammer, Office 365 connected groups for
Yeah.
Yammer.
Yes.
So that philosophy is counterintuitive to the original one you mentioned, where Yammer is more for network and discovery, make it open.
Yes.
Yes.
So when do we use Yammer in Office 365 groups perspective?
Yeah, because that same connector exists. It's an Office 365 connector, so you can do the same.
No, but the membership gets limited, right? When you use that Office 365 group and extend it to
Yeah,
Yammer.
so if you create a Yammer group, yeah, there is that slight parting of the ways at that point. But the other way to approach it is create your Outlook group, because email is your place of collaboration, and apply your Office 365 connector in the same way I did it for Teams, just through the Yammer connector. And you can still shoot stuff in the same way.
Okay, so you don't recommend, generally it's not against Yammer's spirit, right?
Okay, my arm's not up like this. My personal advice, I'd jump straight to Teams.
Okay.
That's my personal preference there.
You have a question?
Yeah, hi. I'm just trying to imagine what are the problems or implications if you have a Yammer group with millions of people and they belong to teams with less than 1,000. How does the communication flow? For example, if I'm a team member, I see the Yammer, but if I'm the Yammer, I don't see the teams, right? Because I'm not part of this team. So I just want to understand what are the mechanics
If I'm hearing
of
you
it.
correctly, your question is that we have an issue that it's being surfaced in one direction, where Yammer's being surfaced in Teams, but we have a problem because Teams is not necessarily being surfaced in Yammer. Well, when it comes right down to it, the way I see this use case working is, okay, so the classic example, say you've got 20 people, they're all working together in a very tightly knit group, and they're all working on a sheet in Power BI, massive dashboard keeping their operations. In the tab, say they've got a Yammer group for Power BI. It's got a couple thousand users, and then two reasons then come up really often for them to bump out and to post something from their teams out into Yammer. They've come up with some incredibly cool solution. They want to share it. They want to brag. They've come up with a problem. They want to come up with some input. They've hit a wall. They need to move forward. Help us solve this. When you have the Yammer group in the tab, remember it's full functionality. All they have to do is click into that tab. They've not left Teams. They click into that Yammer group. It is full functionality. You could either Control-C and Control-V to drop something into that posting box, or you could just type a fresh post and hit post. And you remain in your homework environment, and that is why we think this is an end-to-end solution.
The Yammers won't have access to the teams.
That what?
The Yammers won't have access to the teams.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next one. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I walked away.
Let's go here. Yeah.
So a company of your size, are you guys using something before this or migrating to this or just brand new?
This is, well, okay, so we will say that for Teams, for all of us, this is brand new because Teams just hit general availability in March. Yammer has been available at Cargill since 2012. I launched the network, I know.
And you guys have used it from the beginning.
We've used it like crazy.
So you don't have any challenges like, Jive.
Don't get me wrong, we have alternative solutions available in our company, and most do. So we have SAP Cham available to us. We use Salesforce, which has Chatter.
Right.
They've never been challengers to Yammer in our company.
So are you going down a migration path for those two to bring them into Teams and Yammer?
I don't think we're looking at any kind of a migration path because these tools and these ecosystems all seem to be operating just fine on their own. We have a Yammer group for Salesforce managers and Salesforce users because they find it easier to talk across their community of practice in Yammer, even as they're using Chatter for their daily sales and marketing type conversations.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, so there's no reason necessarily, as long as the tools are working together and users are not confused and information's not being lost, I don't think it's necessary to build unique integration points because then you have to maintain those integration points. Whatever you build, you must maintain.
Is there a drive to bring like a unified experience across the board now?
Well, I think Teams is actually the unified experience.
Oh, yes,
yeah, I
agree.
think that that's the play we're
what
seeing
about
here.
all the other silos, right? Just like you said.
Well, that's just it. We do not see large use of SAP Jam for the type of collaboration that we use Yammer. They simply are not seen as competitors. Jam is where Cargill keeps a lot of its learning discussions. In other words, if you take a course with several dozen other Cargill people, you will have a limited time discussion around that course material in Jam, and after that, the administrator closes it out.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a thought and a question.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's an important question.
There's a guy right over here.
Mine's actually not a question. I just really wanted to thank you guys. I thought this was an amazing session. You guys did a great job of explaining why and when to use each.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Just real quick, wanted to thank you because you guys are really active in your Yammer networks. I see you guys' names all the time. You guys help me out with a lot of stuff without you probably knowing who I am, which is the power of Yammer. Yay.
Yay.
Just thank you so much. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
fantastic.
No,
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Question.
Hi there. Actually, two questions. We're using Teams, groups, and also Yammer. We have Yammer embedded in our SharePoint as our home site, actually. So the question is, with the groups integration to Yammer, will you actually have the experience to, like, if I click on File or to the OneNote, it will go to the SharePoint library instead of the Yammer file?
Yeah, in the right-hand rail, yeah. Yeah, you'll definitely go to the SharePoint document library.
Will they come, and when?
It's there. If you create a new group, new Yammer group,
Well,
which is
because
connected to an Office
we have
365
still
group
like
view.
the experience like having the old Yammer groups, which
Yeah.
are not integrated yet.
Okay, so yeah, so there's going to be a
And-
period of backfill, and then those options are going to appear for those older groups as well. Now, bear in mind that you have to have certain conditions in place in order for those options to appear for you, even for new groups or for the backfill to work. Right now, Cargill is struggling because we're in what's known as a one-to-many tenant problem, and so there may be some tinkering you have to do under the hood with your own network architecture in order to make everything work as it ought.
But we're not. We're one-to-one. So we just wait for the groupifications to come along, and we'll just groupify our existing stuff. All the new things we just create as Office 365 Yammer-enabled groups. That's the way we go.
The second question is about group integration. You did the Yammer integration to Teams, which you did right now with
Yep.
connectors. Is it already general available?
Yes, there, right
Yeah,
there. That was
yeah.
live.
Yeah.
That was no super secret guest tenant tap thing.
No first.
No first release.
We were
no
tempting the
no
demo
preview.
gods.
That
We were
was-
dancing on the edge.
That was live on the MacDonald system.
Because a few months back, I had to copy the website,
Yeah.
create a new tab, and
The pace of change on the team side is really, really rapid, right? So yes, 6 weeks ago, you might have just ended up doing that kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
And the Yammer
exactly.
guys are working super hard. I mean, the first time you did a connector, you didn't really have that sort of like and conversation and jump out buttons, which I kind of glossed over in my haste. But those buttons have appeared in the last sort of month or so. So I'm guessing there's more iterations to come on the look and feel of those cards that are coming into the Teams chat window. But yeah, the pace of change is real great. And also, you mentioned Yammer embed in a SharePoint page.
Yeah.
So I strongly recommend, if you can, modernize your page in some show. If you can, the new modern web parts.
In the near future, but not now.
Yeah, the new modern parts are absolutely
modern-
killers.
the modern web
I was
part,
here last
yeah.
year preaching about how good Yammer embed was, and I saw the modern parts this year, and I thought, yeah, they're the daddy. They're the real ones that really do the good job for us.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Other questions?
They all attacked me. They all left.
It's like vultures.
That's okay. We knew, guys, that we need to do this one fast and dirty because we are now all headed to Universal. Thank you so much, and make sure you rate it for the donation, and have a good night.
Please rate us.
Yeah.
Thank you.